It's the Milk Wars, where we battle over the milk. So in DC, there is an alternate imprint known as Young Animal. In Young Animal, we have things like Doom Patrol, Cave Carson as a cybernetic eye, and Mother Panic. There's a crossover going on, which involves the Justice League, in an alternate universe in which they've gone back and changed the entire DC universe using a substance of milk that brainwashes people into turning into a perfect world, a 1950s world. So if you were Batman the Vigilante and you were suddenly turned into something from the 1950s, what do you think you would turn into? That's right, a priest. I know it makes no sense. Check out the video. Once upon a time, there was a poor little girl whose mother lived far away, and her father, well, he didn't live at all. The girl was sent away to a dark and lonely place, and this place was a place where raw matter was turned into monsters. The girl broke the shackles of that place and she ran away, but the monsters had already burrowed deep within her bones. And in current day Gotham, Violet and her mother sit for a cup of tea, and Violet tells her mother that she kind of lived that story, there's no need for a recap. Violet's mother pours the tea, telling her, yes, but sometimes we forget. Now, it's time for our tea. Violet begins to bring the cup to her lips, and then she hears a faint cry for help. She looks down at the tea and begins to see the faces of all of the others that she left behind that night, and she slams the cup down onto the table. Violet's mother says that it seems that she hasn't forgotten. The cup certainly wished that she had. Violet rubs her head, stating that she'll buy another, but she's just really not in the mood for fairy tales. Her mother begins to clean up the mess, telling her Gather House is back. So there, a different kind of story. And later that night, Violet begins to suit up to Mother Panic, thinking how she's been hunting the people who built that place for what they've done to the kids. It's been 10 years since the place was burned to the ground, but her mother knows things. And if she's right, well, just better pack some matches just in case. As Violet arrives at where the old facility once stood, she finds that it's been rebuilt and seemingly well kept up for being abandoned. She gets closer to the door and she sees a note, and written on it is, "A land flowing with milk and honey." She rips the note off and she storms in, and she finds party decorations set up throughout the halls. She asks, "What the heck is this?" And then she yells, "Heck! The right word won't come out," like she's being censored. Suddenly there's a sound of many feet running around, and Violet feels her cape being pulled on and several kids shouting, "Halt!" More costumed kids arrive, and they all point guns at Violet, telling her that she is now the prisoner of the Holy Sidekick Choir of Merciful Justice. She puts her hands up, asking, "So, do you plan on shooting me?" And all of the kids burst out laughing, stating, "Of course not, you silly Billy Goat. You've been blessed." She thinks back to when she once was here, and knows that whoever is running this place now is still using kids as fodder. The kids begin to pull Violet to follow them, and as they arrive at the chapel, a priest continues his sermon. The priest then stops, calling out to Violet, telling her, "We are blessed to have you join our service today." Violet looks up and says, Batman?" And Bruce tells her, No, I'm Father Bruce, the shepherd of this flock. Welcome to the house of milk and honey." Violet says that he can call it whatever he wants, but it still looks like the Gather House to her, and Bruce tells her, "Gather House was a den of sin. This is so much more than we've ever could have dreamed of. You have nothing to fear from Mother Partake." Mother Partake then holds out her hands, dripping milk into small cups. And Violet asks, what kind of drugs does she have to take to witness this? Violet then says, "Wait, if you're a priest, why are you still dressed like a Batman?" And Bruce tells her, "It's because bats are mammals. Mammals produce milk, and few mammals also have wings to bring them closer to heaven. Now come, let me show you our grand machine." Bruce leads Violet and the children into the lab, and Bruce then explains that this is where we rewrite the children's past to help guide them to a new future. Violet looks around, seeing a machine where the children are standing, and once the door shuts, it zaps them, and they come out as a costumed sidekick. The most recent of the kids to enter all shout, "We're here to fight in the war against Christmas!" Violet says, Whoa, you're brainwashing these kids. It's the same thing as before." And Bruce tells her, "Oh no, some verses may seem familiar, but this hymn has never been sung before. The milk in the machine took away my own pain. A figure came to me offering milk and salvation, and after one sip, I knew that I had to become a priest of the milk." Violet tells Bruce, "You know this doesn't make any sense, right? You're happy that your parents were murdered?" And Bruce tells her, "It's not, they didn't. It's all worked out in the end though, right?" Mother Partake takes Violet's hand and walks them over to the machine, telling her that she'll be next. And just as the last child goes in, Violet looks at her and tells her, "No, I know you. You've saved me twice. I've been through more than any kid should have to deal with." The door to the machine slams shut, and after another zap, a young child jumps out yelling, "Fennec Fox is here to join the fight!" Violet yells, "No heckin' way!" and she leaps in to punch Bruce. Bruce deflects the punch with the holy book of bat manners, and he knocks Violet down, telling her, "You must be reborn with the milk. How else can your life be made whole?" The kids all begin to surround Violet, and as one gets closer, she grabs the gun, taking aim at Bruce, telling him, "It all stops now, no more experiments." And Bruce asks, "Would you really shoot your own father again?" Violet says that they'll find out, and she pulls the trigger. The shot goes straight through Mother Partake, shattering her glass-like body, spraying milk everywhere. The milk hits Bruce, and everything begins to melt away as he screams. And she says, "Okay, this is really heckin' weird. Also, can't wait until words work again, but is everything okay?" Bruce stands back up as Batman, telling her, "We need to get the children away from here." Bruce then heads into the next room to gather the children, and Violet says, "Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna do what I always do." And she kicks over a pew. She walks over to the candlesticks and takes one, stating that she's going to burn this all down. And a short while later, after the building is set on fire, she walks out to where the little girl was from before. And Batman tells her, "I'll make sure that everyone gets home safe." As Violet turns to leave, the child pulls at her cape, and Violet says that she heard the hero. The young girl says that she is now her hero. She wants her to stay with her. Later that night, back at her apartment, the young girl asks, "So I live here now?" And Violet tells her that they'll figure this out in the morning. The little girl shouts, "I can be your sidekick! I want to hurt the bad people and make them bleed and die!" And Violet says that she doesn't want that. Now, go to bed. The next morning, Violet returns to her mother's garden, telling her sorry for being late. It was kind of a weird night. And Violet's mother tells her that she's read the leaves. She was needed elsewhere. Violet tells her that she's needed right here. Her mother then looks up and says that they have company. She should go do the dishes. She turns around asking who, and that's when she sees Batman in the tree. And she simply says, "Oh, heck me." Batman jumps out of the tree, telling Violet, "We need to talk." And Violet's mother says, "Oh, it's Bruce Wayne. It's been so long. Still the same sad little boy." Bruce is shocked by the remark, and he simply asks, "Magic or metahuman?" Violet says that she's still trying to figure that one out, but what the heck does he want? He holds out a small mechanical eye, stating that this eye belongs to Cave Carson, an old acquaintance of Superman's. It came with a message requesting all hands on deck, and Violet tells him, "Oh no, she did her part, she's not a hero." But Batman tells her she can make all of the excuses that she wants. Maybe she'll even believe them, but she's connected to all of this. The milk imprint was shaped by her memories. He saw what she did with those kids. It wasn't the first time. Whatever she's trying to do, her efforts made Gotham a better place, and let's keep it that way. She says, "Fine. Let her say her goodbyes then." She hugs her mother, stating that she loves her. And her mother says of course she does. Now go stop strangers who don't belong before they spill the coffee again. Batman heads back inside, and Violet says that does he know how to use that thing to get them wherever they're going? And Batman holds out the eye, stating that if his readings are correct, then Cave may be. But before he can finish, the eye begins to suck the two of them into a portal. And Rosie, the child that Violet rescued, shouts, "Wait!" As she leaps over the railing, she's followed up by being sucked into the portal as well. And there you have it. Father Bruce has brought you the words of the Bat today, and next time we'll be talking about Wonder Wife. That is what Wonder Woman turned into with her golden vacuum. Be careful or you'll get a stern talking to with her husband. I'm not even joking, that's in the comic book. Stick around by subscribing to our channel, and next week we're going to be bringing you part 3 of Milk Wars, Wonder Wife. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.